Greetings and welcome to Toylize, the production gameplay video of Star Wars The Old Republic. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the differences between the free-to-play, preferred and subscriber accounts that you can have in the game. All the information I will be reading is directly off the SWTOR Reddit page, so I will be putting a link in the description so you guys can go and have a look at it whenever you get the chance. One thing to note is that all the restriction I will be mentioning applies per character and not per account. As an example, as a free-to-play player, you have a credit cap of 1 million credit, and you can create 4 different characters. So all in all, you can potentially have 4 million credits in your entire account, with 1 million credit being in each character. So the first account we will be looking at is the free-to-play account. Now, as mentioned, you have a credit cap of 1 million credits, and anything above this amount is saved in an escrow account. Escrow account credits can now be transferred out with a cartel market consumable. These only transfer credits from the escrow account to an existing credit balance. The escrow transfer items ignore the credit cap when used, but do not make permanent changes to the credit cap. As an example, if you purchase the medium package, which will give you 150,000 credits for 80 cartel coins, this will then give you 1,150,000 credits, but if you use all your credits and you start accumulating again, you will only get back up to 1 million, and then everything else will start going back into your escrow. As a free-to-play player, you also have access to Rise of the Hutt Cartel, Shadow of Revan, the Galactic Starfighter and Galactic Stronghold expansion content. What this means is that you have the story expansions of Rise of the Hutt Cartel and Shadow of Revan, and then you have the extra gameplay expansions. So Starfighter is basically space fighting with planes, and the Galactic Stronghold is you purchasing a stronghold or a house and going ahead and unlocking rooms and decorating it for yourself. Thereafter, you have access to 1 crew skill. In total, you can only have 3 per character. However, you can purchase these cartel market consumables, which will allow you to have more than 1 crew skill. As a free-to-play, you also have access to 4 character slots, and as mentioned again, you can purchase something off the cartel market, which will allow you to get more character slots per server. Access to 2 Galactic Trade Network slots, so this will allow you to put items on sale on the GTN, and you can sell it for in-game currency. You have access to 3 quick bars as opposed to the 2 that you used to get before. You have access to 3 species for character creation. You have access to unlimited medical probes, and this is a really good change that they have added into the game for free-to-play players. Before, you only have access to 5 of them, and once the 5 were used up, you couldn't revive in the field. You had to basically go all the way back to a hospital or someplace that you can, revive, but it's much further away than where you died. The good thing about it is that you don't drop any items or any credits. Everything will still be in your inventory. I think the next stuff is basically the stuff that you won't have access to, whereas a subscriber will have access to everything of this stuff. So the first thing would be the bank. You must unlock it. However, the legacy bank is available to all that have 1 character at level 15 plus. So the legacy bank is where every character in your legacy or in your account that's on one particular server can start putting money into your legacy bank, and you can withdraw for any amount, but also respecting your credit cap. So you could possibly take 1 million credits, put it into your bank, take another 1 million credits from another character, put it in your bank, and you'll have 2 million, and you can withdraw it from any one of your other characters. This is pretty helpful. Also, you can only receive mails and you can't send them. You cannot trade items, which trading is very helpful, especially when you're doing group content where you could not have enough money and somebody else could trade you the money, or alternatively, you could need a power boost and a person could trade you a stim, which will increase your stats. The other thing is that you have no in-game priority support. So that basically means that you only have access to email, phone and forum support. You have no access to rest XP, which is actually pretty helpful because of the fact that what you can do is that when you're playing the game, you play the game, you get your normal XP. When you're going off to sleep or you have to go somewhere, you just take your character, put it either in a cantina or you put it back into your stronghold, and you start gaining rested XP for the entire duration that you are away. And once you come back, you start gaining XP again, and this will be added with a multiplier. After that, you have no login priority. This is only an issue right after a patch. You have a restricted chat functions, so you can only chat at certain times and you have a bit of a cooldown. Below maximum level, you are restricted to 10 flashpoint rewards from the final boss per week. So that means each character you can play 10 flashpoints and you will be receiving the rewards from the last boss. However, after that 10 you won't be receiving any rewards until the week is over. Same thing applies for space missions. You only have 10 war zones as well, only 10 per week per character, always remember that. Then unlock must be purchased to use most artifact or purple gear. Some artifacts may be used without an unlock. Now this I know applies in particularly when you're crafting an item. Sometimes some crafted item comes out as purple, but you are able to use it even as a free-to-play player. You have no access to any operations, which is absolutely amazing. Operations is one of the most amazing things to do end game because it challenges you, it gives you much better gear, it gives you much better rewards, and it's much more fun because you can only have an operation with either 8 to 16 players. So it allows you to play with other people and try and beat a certain amount of bosses per operation. Some operations have 5, some have 4, some have 6. It all differs based on the operation. Then you have no access to galactic command system and thus no access to endgame gear. This is also another thing to take into account, is that the galactic command system is the one that allows you to get higher tier armor in order for you to get higher stats, and also in order for you to access like operations and hard mode flashpoints and so on. Thereafter, you have no access to Dark vs. Light rewards, but you will still be partaking in the Dark vs. Light kind of event that takes place every single day. And lastly, monthly cartel coin grant. This will only apply if you have an authenticator on your account, and you will only get 100 cartel coins a month. So as I said before, definitely get that on your account. It's a simple process. All you need to do is download the application on your phone and link it to your account. Okay, thereafter we got the preferred account. Preferred accounts offer fewer restrictions than a free-to-play account. To qualify for a preferred account, the account has to have met any of the following conditions. Previously subscribed to SWTOR, so that means you can just purchase a subscription even if it's for just 1 month, and you'll immediately become a subscriber, get that rewards of a subscriber for 1 month, and thereafter if you don't renew the subscription, you become a preferred user, and that will be the only thing that you'll get after that. So you'll only be between a preferred and a subscriber. Also, you purchase anything through the SWTOR official store. However, there is a warning that says for some reason the 250 cartel coin pack of $3 does not qualify users for preferred status. So I would suggest that you go ahead and pay $5 if you have the money and purchase 450 cartel coins, and you can obviously use it for anything you want in game. Okay, this method includes buying cartel coin cards from a different website or stores. Okay, so this is basically explaining how you can actually get your account to a preferred status. Okay, after that, a preferred account have more benefit than a free-to-play account. You have 1 additional crew skill, so that means a total of 2. You have 2 additional quick bars, so that's 5 quick bars. And quick bars is basically what you can just take items and put it onto your quick bar, so you're easily able to just click or map it to keybinds. Then you have 8 additional character slots, which will give you a total of 12. You have access to the bank or your cargo hold. You have the sprint function, which is absolutely amazing. You have to have that. Sprinting just allows your character to move faster from point to point. and you have access to that at level 1, whereas as a free-to-play player you can actually only get it once you reach level 10. You have access to trade items after level 10, so you're able to trade with other players. Then you have mail restrictions, where you can send mails, but you can only have one attachment on it, but you cannot send credits. However, as I mentioned with the free-to-play player, a subscriber can actually send you a few attachments as well as some credits. Okay, you have medium login priority, same as the preferred, where it only really affects you after a patch. Okay, so as a preferred, you also don't have any priority in-game support. Almost unrestricted chat. The only restricted is the timer between general chat users. So whenever you're chatting in general, so that everybody can see, you have a restriction or a cooldown period. Note, okay, so as I was saying, in order for you to become a preferred user, you can either purchase items from the website, or alternatively Steam, because now you can actually gain access to the game via Steam and purchase items. And the other way of doing it is also having a subscription for at least a month. But if you do have a subscription, what will happen is that you have access to all artifact quality gear you have worn. So during that period that you were a subscriber and you used artifact items, you can actually use it as a preferred user. You have access to Rise of the Hutt Cartel, you have access to Shadow of Revan, Knights of the Fallen Empire, and Knights of the Eternal Throne, and also the new one, which is basically Onslaught. And the whole point of it is that you can get every single expansion, you can get every single story right up to the point of your subscription, and once it ends, anything after that you won't get access to. But what you can do is that you can subscribe a year later, and everything that happened in the year you will be able to get it for free. So that's what a lot of people have been doing quite often in the game that I've noticed. And then obviously more character slots. Okay, and lastly, honestly, I don't think I should actually discuss the subscriber one, because the subscriber, you basically have no restrictions in the game. Okay, so you have access to 12 additional character slots, so that will give you, like, I think 24 or something like that. And you have access to 48 additional Galactic Trade Network slots, so that will put it up to 50. You have access to 3 additional quick bars, so I think that's 8 quick bars. You have access to all artifact quality gear. You have access to priority in-game support. You have access to rested XP. You have 2 additional crew skills, so it gives you the maximum amount of crew skills you can have. You have access to all the expansions. Free unlimited respecialization, so this is based on your character. Every character that you have to choose a class, either you have to choose a subclass, and each subclass have different roles, such as tank, DPS, or healing, and you can change between them for free. You have a higher experience rate, so basically all XP that you will be getting after level 20 will be much higher than you would get as a preferred or free-to-play player. You have a higher login priority. You get a monthly cartel coin grant of 500 or more. Yeah, I was just going to say 500 plus. So what happens there is, if you buy 1 month subscription, you get 500 coins, 500 cartel coins a month. If you get 2 months, it's 550, and anything above 3 months, you get 600 cartel coins every single month. And these, you can use it whenever you want. You want to purchase something, you use it, and it will stay in your account forever. It has no expiry date. Okay, and it also mentions that you can get an additional 100 if you have the authenticator. Okay, so you have no chat restrictions, no credit cap, unlimited flashpoint end boss rewards, unlimited mail, unlimited operation, unlimited space missions, unlimited warzone, unlimited uprising. So these are all the in-game stuff that you can get. It's all unlimited. You have access to galactic command system, so that basically is, once you reach the max level of 75, all the XP that you would get to increase your character, it now goes to the galactic command system, and that every single time you level up, you get a crate, and that crate will have either mods or items that you can use for crafting, or even equipment that you can equip on your character in order to make it more powerful. And lastly, dark versus light rewards, and those rewards are quite nice because of the fact that it's more of a look to your character, so like armor sets as well as weapon and mounts and those kind of things in order for your character to look much better. And as the name suggests, dark versus light. So you can, depending on which side you choose, you can have a character that looks more towards the dark side or a character that looks more towards the light side. So that is the basic gist of the differences between the free-to-play, the preferred and subscriber accounts. And of course, as I mentioned, I will be putting a link in the description and you guys can go ahead and read this properly, understand it. Also on this page here you have this table, and you should actually go and look at this table. It shows you each of the different accounts as well as the different items, and it tells you the differences between them. And as well as you can also go to the main page and it gives you a whole lot of helpful information, helpful tips, a lot more content in order for you to understand the game much further. So this was just a small video that I decided to do so it can possibly help you out in understanding whether or not you should stick to being a free-to-play player, preferred or subscriber. It all depends on you, obviously, depending on your monetary situation, depending on how long or how well you play the game. So my best suggestion is play the game, play the base game, play the first expansion, which is Rise of the Hut Cartel, play the second one, which is Shadow of Revan, and see if you like the game. Honestly, I would definitely guarantee you will love this game because it's absolutely amazing. And then if you feel that you still want to play the game, you still want to put your time in, you want to put a lot of effort, and you want to progress much further, then I suggest go ahead, buy a month subscription and see the difference. And if you feel that, hey, I want to be a subscriber, it's the best thing ever, then go ahead and subscribe for however long you want. If not, you can then change your account back to a preferred, or it automatically does it. Once preferred, you get much less restriction and it allows you to play the game quite nicely. So I would highly suggest that follow what I've mentioned, be a preferred player, go ahead, play the game, get used to it, see how you like it, and then decide on whether or not you want to spend the money on the game. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.